Hello tarot fans, I'm the Fantastic Blue Six, and this is Forecast Friday. I mean, I don't really know why I'm doing a ghost voice when this is obviously a skull, but you get the idea. Don't worry, I won't have this on the entire video, you're fine. That's right, tarot friends, we are now in the spooky season. Now it is. And we're already getting stuff for Christmas, like decorations and adverts and stuff. Personally, at least wait until November. I mean, we don't have Thanksgiving here, obviously, but still at least wait for October to finish before you start pushing Christmas. But that's just my humble opinion. And also, in my humble opinion, give this video a like and subscribe. That would be really appreciated, and in my opinion, I'd really quite like that. And also you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sicx Tarot. So today we'll be using the Tarot Z, which is a really cool zombie deck. I did a flip through and an unboxing video available, so you can either check out the unboxing playlist or the reshuffle video let's play. And also be using the Halloween Oracle, which I picked up last year. So obviously I can't get to use this as often as some of the others, but once again I'll leave a link in the description for the videos with these as well. So if you are new, welcome, thank you for joining me, and if you're returning, hello again. So we'll be doing the weekly forecast, seeing how next week is going to go. And so far, as I've been using these cards on my social medias, these aren't particularly easy to work with, but I know, so I'm finding some of them tricky to interpret, and some of them are very similar in atmosphere and basically similar to the depictions of what's happening. It's kind of repeating. But just with kind of like a different position, but essentially a lot of stuff is, well, repetitive, like this statement about the deck. Oh, one card's decided to flip round, so we'll take a look at that in a second. Okay, so I'm going to put you there, put you aside. Also, and for those of you who don't know, if you do shuffle a deck and a card either jumps out or flips round or what have you, that basically means that card wants to be read. So I'll put that aside and we'll come back to that one later. So first off, we take a look at Monday and Tuesday, and that gives us the 9 of coins and the graveyard. And underneath graveyard, it says unnecessary fears. Okay, now that I think that kind of works quite well as a blend, and not only that, the artwork works quite well together. So that's basically saying that at the beginning of the week, you've kind of got a lot more than you realise, and a lot of stuff is going a lot better than you might be acknowledging. So any of the worries and concerns you might be having, well, is unnecessary, because things might not be as bad as you think they are. So keep in mind that most of it might be more your perception of it. So it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. You've got a lot more than you might actually know. So Wednesday and Thursday, we have the 3 of Swords, and we have the Ghost, which has the word regret written underneath. So I don't like giving bad news. So this is kind of a combination of. So this is kind of like a combination of. Basically sorrow and regret. So this is more along the lines of, imagine, if you will, it's more like it's like a regression thing. So it's not necessarily something that's happened recently, but more something that's kind of cropped up and you're kind of regretting, and it's basically regret of a past action. and that's kind of hitting you in the middle of the week. Either someone you've wronged or slighted has either come back, and because they're back, that brings up old feelings. And so it's not necessarily that you've done something now, but more of you feel guilty about something you did before. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that that guilt is necessarily justified, but it is that fact of, I mean, we can feel guilty if we've done something bad or not. It's how, once again, how we perceive it. Going back to what we said on Monday and Tuesday, things aren't as bad as you think they are. It's about your perception of it. So, I mean, you can feel guilt whether if you've done something or not. So, Friday in the weekend, we have the Knave of Swords, and we have a word, angle stores. I'm not even going to try and read that, but that's the word there. I'm sorry, that's a word I'm not used to seeing. And it says the love and legend. The love and legacy of your DNA. I don't quite know how that's a Halloween thing specifically, but so as a combination, it doesn't quite fit as the other two did, but artwork wise really. But this is about going beyond how you perceive things really. So it's less about living in your head and more about learning, more about kind of getting used to the idea of trying to learn things as they are rather than just what goes up in your head. But at the same time, ancestry, that's what the word says, ancestors, that makes more sense now. But then it's also realizing that those of your family, this kind of feels a bit I kind of feel like it clashes a bit, but it may be about the perception of your own family. So you might have so you see how your family are, and it's that perception of I'm not like them, but the realization of you are probably more like them than you realize. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of how the best way to deal with that sort of information. So we're going to take a look at the card that fell out, which is invisibility, and underneath it says, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to let you read that one now. That's another word I'm going to struggle with, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, dyslexia is never good when it comes to these sort of things. Bear with me a second. Yeah, so it says authenticity. Took me a while. Yeah, so this is kind of also representative of saying show what you are, not what you want to appear to be. So just be genuine in yourself. Be the best you can be. So we have Monday and Tuesday, which basically says things aren't as bad as you think they are. There's a lot more you have than you believe. Wednesday and Thursday is talking about having to deal with negative emotions and feeling of regret. Whether or not you're actually guilty of this or your guilt is justified is a matter of your own perception. And Friday and the weekend, though you're probably more like your family members than you realise, that is not necessarily a good or a bad thing. So just, you are who you are. And this card basically says, you are who you are, embrace who you are, deal with it. So it's a kind of very mixed reading there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you again soon.